Sowders. I'm really glad you guys were able to be here today, and I hope you kind of got the pun with the name there. We want to talk about some art, but we also want to talk together about just the meaning behind the art that we're going to look at. So hopefully this will be something to just kind of give you guys a nice distraction for a little while. We just went over the protocol and procedures. You can find all of that in Canvas. There's a page there that will be updated, and there will be an assignment associated with anything that you have to answer questions on or anything like that. Okay, so let me start to present my screen again and figure out how to do this. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with, I'm going to try to do something here real quick where I can see you guys and see what we're looking at here. So we'll see if this works. Okay, I think I'm just going to have to hop back and forth. So I'm going to bring this tab back over here for now and go ahead and maximize that. And then when I'm ready to ask a question, I'll just hop back to the meeting so I can see in the chat. Okay. All right, so the artist that we're going to be looking at today, his name's Frederick McCubbin. Not a well-known artist. He's not a Van Gogh or a Da Vinci or a Picasso that you've probably heard a lot about before. He's from Australia, and this slideshow created by Google Arts is going to kind of help introduce us to him. He was the son of a baker, and he loved that life. He didn't have a crazy, tumultuous, wildlife like a lot of the artists that we learn about. He just had a pretty basic life, helping his dad at the bakery. He grew up in that business. He actually drove the cart around to deliver baked goods for his dad when he was a kid, and he pretty much just always stayed near home in Melbourne, Australia. He was born in the 1880s. I'm sorry, he was born in the early 1800s, and he lived there his whole life. This is a painting that he created after he got into art school. He went at night to art school, and then he was immediately recognized by some really famous and well-known artists in Australia at the National Gallery, and they asked him to come to their art school just for some more formal training. This is one of his first pieces that he did. It's small, it's really simple and basic, but it gives you a good look at his style. And here is a self-portrait that he created. Once he really became well-known and was creating a lot of paintings as an adult, he was married, he had 7 kids, he just kind of was living a basic life, and he was asked to be the drawing master at the National Gallery in Australia. And so this is a self-portrait that he created of himself once he received that very, very high-profile job in the art world. And this was the portrait that he created. He was part of the Heidelberg School of Australian Impressionism. Remember when we were talking about Jackson Pollock, we said when you talk about a school of artists, like Jackson Pollock was in the New York school, that doesn't mean they went to a certain place to learn about art. That just means it was a group of people who got together at a certain area at a certain time and painted in a certain way. And McCubbin was one of the artists that was part of this Heidelberg School. That's just a suburb outside of Melbourne where they lived in Australia. So these guys, Tom Roberts and Arthur Streeton, were part of that too. And they created some really, really meaningful art for Australia. And this is the painting by McCubbin that we're going to look at today. And the name of it is On the Wallaby Track. So let's click over to that. And let's see. There we go. Can you guys see that full? Hold on. Don't want to make it look too crazy. Okay, so the name of the painting is On the Wallaby Track, and I'm going to go back for just a second. If you want to, you can click that and open another tab so that you're looking at the painting, because I want to come back to our Google Meet for just a second so I can see you guys and give you a chance to answer some questions. So if you go into Canvas, there's a link there on the page that I made for you. So if you go right here, you can go down to this, and then you can click on that to get to the painting. I think. Let's see what happens if we do that. I may not have made it a link. So you can just look at it there in Canvas. Okay, I'm going to come back to the meeting for just a second and stop presenting my screen. If it will let me stop presenting my screen. There we go. Everything's a little slow out here. We don't have great internet, so I apologize for that. Okay, I'm going to look at the chat, and I'm going to give you guys a second. And Jack, if you do a lowercase h, I'm not going to call on you. I'm kidding. I'll call on you. But if you wouldn't mind, let me know if you're unable to see the painting right now, and you can just type that in the chat right there. Okay, so on the Wallaby Track, first thing I want to ask as we look at that, thank you, Caleb, is what is a wallaby? Raise your hand if you want to answer that one. Caleb, what's a wallaby?
Isn't it something from Dr. Seuss?
There is a song I remember from preschool, but I don't remember a wallaby being in Dr. Seuss. Marissa, if you get into Canvas, there's a page there where you can click and scroll down and you can see the painting. Okay, Ethan, same thing. So Jack, what's a wallaby?
Okay, so I think a wallaby is like a type of animal. Kind of looks like a muskrat or like a weasel, right?
Okay. It is a type of animal, but I want to dig a little deeper because it's a lot bigger than a muskrat or a weasel. Chloe, what's a wallaby?
It's sort of like a kangaroo.
Chloe, yep. All right, Chloe, you got your name in the raffle for that one. It is sort of like a kangaroo. It's a kind of a general name given to a bunch of animals that are related to kangaroos. They're marsupials that live, they're native to Australia and New Guinea. So when we look at this painting, it's kind of interesting to know if the name of the painting is On the Wallaby Track, and this is an animal that's native to the place where this artist painted. What do you think that means? If you just had to take a guess, just random guess, what do you think that means, On the Wallaby Track, as you're looking at the painting? Caleb.
Like something happening on a trail that the wallabies have created.
Okay, good. Let's give Caleb an entry. Evan, you want to add to that? What do you think?
Like he lives in Australia or something.
Yep, good. Let's give Evan that one too. So it's actually a colloquial phrase, which means just something that would make sense to people in that area. And it means actually that these people that you're seeing in the painting, they may or may not actually be hunting wallaby, which wallabies are hunted for their meat and their fur. But it actually just means someone or a group of people who's just constantly on the move. And the implication there is that they're constantly on the move because they're always looking for work. And at the time when McCubbin painted this, there was an economic depression that these people were experiencing. And so he was actually painting a scene that would be very familiar and very poignant to the people of Australia at that time, because there were a lot of people out of work, looking for jobs, just trying to get by and feed their families. So this particular scene, they may or may not have actually been hunting wallabies. But what we think is this is just a glimpse of someone's life with some people who are kind of struggling. So before we move beyond that, like the meaning behind the name of the painting, who wants to take a stab at why I would have chosen this painting for right now at this time for us to look at together? Okay, Caleb, what do you think?
Because like we're kind of like stuck at home, and there's kind of like this little cold that's like going around, like putting people in a panic.
Good, yeah. Hi, Aaliyah. Chloe, you want to add to that?
I mean, it's more along what he said, but they could have been having hard times. They could have been struggling like a lot of people are right now with jobs closed. You mentioned that they're looking for jobs. Just
Right. Good. I felt like it was relatable in that sense. You know, here we are doing school from our living rooms and bedrooms and just our kitchens. And it's a really strange time where we're trying to figure out how to make things work in a situation that's not ideal. And so this painting, I thought, kind of spoke to that. Like, these people are trying to make the best of a situation that's obviously not ideal, especially when you associate the name that he gave to the painting. They're probably struggling financially or just, you know, in life in general. Okay, good. And beyond that, it's a beautiful painting. So that's one of the things that I loved about it as well. So let's see, let me look at my notes here. Before we move on, I'm going to ask you guys a few more questions about this. So as we talk about why I chose this painting, and as you guys kind of think through that with us together, I want you to understand that art is something that I think is one of the most expressive and powerful ways to communicate to anybody, whether it's just you to yourself, or whether it's you to those who are close to you, or whether it's you to the whole world, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what's important to you. And one of the ways that I've heard this said that I really like, and I'm going to type this in the chat here for you because I want you guys to remember this, okay? Art is our history, our future, our dreams, and our culture. So when you think about that, art is our history, our future, our dreams, and our culture. When you look at this painting and you think about Frederick McCubbin, pretty easy life, grew up the son of a baker, loved his town so much that he married a woman from there, raised 7 kids there, loved painting, pursued that dream. And this is some of what we see from him. So I would say that his life is a lot like some of our lives. We're just kind of doing our thing. We're going along. And then this is what he chose to paint. So thinking about that statement that I just typed in there, art is our history, our future, our dreams, and our culture. What part of that statement do you think Frederick McCubbin was really focused on when he created this painting on the Wallaby Track? It could be more than one of those things. No right or wrong here. Ethan, I'm going to give you a chance to respond. What do you think? Unmute your mic so we can hear you. All right, Ethan, I'm going to give Kaylin a chance to answer this one. Kaylin, do you have your mic unmuted?
I think it's dreams and culture.
All right, Kaylin. Good. Do you want to say more about that? Why do you think he was focused on dreams and culture when he made this painting?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Anybody else want to add to that? What do you think? What was he thinking about when he created this painting? Okay. Ethan, you want to try again? If you put your mouse down near the bottom of your screen, Ethan, it should make your mic show up. Okay, let's give Javen a chance. Javen, what do you think he was focused on?
Like maybe based on his lifestyle.
Okay, so you feel like what he painted, that scene, was maybe a reflection of his own life?
Yeah.
Good. I will tell you, as he matured and as he advanced in his career as an artist, he did kind of make this shift to focusing on really basic scenes. It's called naturalism, when you just kind of create scenes of things that are happening around you. And so that would have been like probably a pretty common scene in the part of the world where he lived, and the kind of thing he would have seen out of people. Good. All right. So let's think a little bit more about this now that we've kind of tried to get into the head of Frederick McCubbin. We're going to go pretty basic with this, okay? Just raise your hand and tell me what you see. What do you see? You can use your elements of art knowledge, or you can just kind of describe what you see there. Ethan, you want to try?
I see a guy cleaning the road.
Okay, you think it looks like he's cleaning? Good. That was Ethan. What else? What do you guys think it looks like he's doing? Jack.
What I think he's doing, I think he's making a fire because I see like a pit.
Yeah, I think he probably is trying to make a fire. Can you make a connection there for me? Like if he's trying to make a fire in the middle of a road, which is what Ethan saw, and he's right, why do you think that? Why do you think he's trying to make a fire right then and there? Tyrese, you want to take a stab at it?
Maybe because like he was hungry and he needed to feed his family.
I think you're right. Absolutely. Very good. Very good. What else do you see? We see a guy making a fire trying to feed his family. Briley, if you go into Canvas, if you open a tab and go into Canvas, there's a page there where you can see the painting. It'd be the easiest way to look at it. Braxton, what do you see?
I see a woman holding a little kid.
Okay, good, Braxton. All right, Braxton, do you feel like the woman is happy to be holding that kid right now?
No.
All right, see you, Caleb. No, I don't think she is either. I think that looks like she's kind of worn out. All right, what else do you see? A couple more of these, and then we'll ask our last couple of questions. What else do you see in the painting? Chloe, did you want to add to something?
It was along the first one. I was just going to think they really don't have anywhere to stay if they're traveling. They don't have a wagon or anything. So,
yeah, good. Yeah, that was really, I really noticed that too. There's nothing. It's just the three of them. Good. Evan, what else? What do you see?
I see what looks like a tent in the background.
Okay, good. So way off in the back there. Yeah, very good. And so it looks like they've probably set up some kind of camp, or they've got something going, or maybe there was something here. Maybe this is an old camp that they came up on, and maybe this is where they're trying to settle for the night because they don't have anywhere else to be. Awesome. All right. So let's move a little bit away from just what do you see. You guys did a good job. They're out somewhere it looks like they're on a road or a path. There's a tent, there's a fire being made. There's a mom who looks like she'd really rather not be having to mess with that kid right now, but that's what we see. So the next question I'm going to ask is going to require you to think a little bit more deeply. What emotions do you think that these people are experiencing? And you can just pick one of the people, or you can talk about all three of them, but what emotions do you think they're experiencing right now in this moment? Ethan.
I think that the woman is experiencing frustration with the baby or the man.
There you go. Yeah, either or, both and, maybe. Good. Emotion that they're experiencing. All right, Jack, what emotions do you think they're experiencing?
Well, the baby looks kind of weird. He or she might be kind of nauseous or like is about to throw up. So the mom kind of doesn't know what to do about that. So that's also kind of a struggle because if you have another person in your family that's sick, that's kind of a struggle. And whenever you don't have a house, that's more of a struggle.
Very good. Yes. It's the word I would use, just kind of looking at her posture and looking at the baby, would be she might feel kind of helpless right now. Very good. All right, and then Marissa, what emotions do you think these people are feeling?
The mom looks like she's tired.
Yeah, she does, doesn't she? I agree. Most moms of babies are tired, wouldn't you say? But this one looks like she's got a whole lot of other things on her plate right now that are making her life a little bit harder. So she's probably exhausted. Kaylin, what do you think? What feelings are the people feeling in this painting?
I think that they're kind of feeling stressed.
Stressed. Good. Kaylin, very good. I think you're right. Javen, what do you want to add to that? What emotions do you think they're feeling?
Like the dad seems like he's really tired and wants to stop working.
Tired. Yes, Javen too. Very good. Very good. So just to recap what you guys said, you see here, you said that you see possibly a baby who's sick, a mom who's tired, a dad who's tired. They look like they might be a little anxious or frustrated. Would you guys say that there's a lot of those kinds of feelings going on, maybe even in your own household right now? A lot of anxiety, a lot of people worn out and feeling a little bit helpless. I know, at least from our point of view here at the Sowders house, yeah, it's just kind of the vibe right now. And the nice thing about having people you can connect with, which I feel like the people in this painting are probably really disconnected from anyone. But the nice thing about having people you can connect with in moments like this, when you feel this way, is that a lot of times you have those shared feelings and emotions. And if you have somebody you can talk to about it, that you can relate with, or that you can be like, oh my gosh, I am so tired of this, I'm so frustrated, then it can kind of help. So remember that, okay? Make sure you're taking advantage of any chance you have to virtually, not in person, because we need to stay apart for a little while to keep people from getting sick, but just take advantage of that, because honestly, like, to look at this painting, when I saw this, it just pretty much summed up the feelings that I'm having right now as a parent, as a teacher, and just as a person wondering what's happening. So very good responses to that, guys. All right, so now we're going to talk just for a few minutes about the artsy part of this. So let's think about our elements really quickly. I am going to see if any one of you are brave and bold, and if your brain's been going enough that you think that you could raise your hand and say all 7 of the elements of art that we learned before we had to leave. Anybody think you can do that? No, Jack, no. Remember your mnemonic devices where you made a silly sentence and it kind of connected with that list? All right, Ethan, take a shot at it. Give us a few.
Color, space, value,
Ethan.
shape, and something else.
Okay, good. You got 4 of the 7. He gave us color, space, value, shape. Javen, thank you, Theo, for your honesty. Javen, can you fill in the last 3?
Line.
Yes.
Texture.
Yes.
Form.
Yay!
Space.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, you got all the ones he didn't get and then some. So Javen, give her an entry too. Very good, guys. So I'm going to type them here for those of you who have slept a lot since we learned them, because I want you thinking, yeah, she does deserve a cookie, right? But in a few minutes, she will hopefully get to spin the wheel, Bob Ross wheel of happiness, and get a prize. And space. Okay, so there they are. Line, shape, color, form, value, texture, space. So let's use those words and let's use what we know about them and talk about the painting for just a moment, okay? What kind of texture do you see in this painting? Tyrese.
That there's a lot of texture on the trees and like the campfire and in the background.
Good, yeah. So McCubbin did a really nice job of making you feel like, so the part of the country in Australia where this is called the bush. That's what they call like their backcountry area of Australia, which most of Australia is the bush. So this is a scene that would be really common to a lot of the people around there, but just so much texture in everything that Tyrese mentioned with all the nature and everything that you see. But also, I don't know if you guys can see this, down near the front left corner, I'm not going to change my screen for right now, but the front left corner of the painting, he also kind of like actually scratched some texture into the painting. So he's really wanting you to get the vibe that not just is this familiar and this is this outdoorsy scene, but man, this is rough. And when I use the word rough as a texture, is there a double meaning there? Rough, where else do we use that if we're talking about, man, that was rough? What might we be talking about? Javen, what do you think?
Maybe you're talking about like, how your day was.
Yeah. So can you see how McCubbin used texture, one of these elements, to actually kind of enhance or exacerbate or make the feeling of the painting, they've had a rough day, to make it even more like that. Very good. Okay, and then let's talk about the color for a minute. Give me some words to describe the color, like the overall color harmony of the painting. Like, don't overthink it. Just tell me what you see there. Okay, Theo, you want to start? So Theo, just unmute your mic if you want to answer, and we can hear you. Are you there? All right. Allie, what do you see? What color? What do you see about the color?
I see like very like dull colors. Like none of them, there's not really like bright colors.
Yeah, dull colors. And think about what she's saying there. Dull. That's another word that we kind of use when we've not had a great, fantastic day, or we're trying to describe a mood, right? Like it was kind of dull. And so even with the way he used the color, he's trying to get you to feel even more what this would have felt like for this family in this moment. Very good. Okay, I'm gonna ground you.
Like
turn that off.
Coffee beans.
Turn that off right now. You guys just got to see a virtual grounding.
Did I make that? Are you grounded?
Okay. So one more thing about the color on this. I want you to look back in the background of the painting. So I see a little bit of a horizon line back there through the trees. And I see that little shredded tint off to the right. And I see the man bent over trying to get this fire started so they can warm some food or some water. What do you see right there in the clearing of the trees near the horizon line? How does the color change? Chloe, how does it change right there?
The color goes from mainly dark to much lighter. So they're under the trees where there's more shade, and then out near the horizon line, it's the colors are fainter and brighter. Like
good. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Like if you were going to be going out into the sun or whatever.
Very good. I like how you said that. It's brighter, like you were going out into the sun. Kaylin, do you want to add anything to that?
I think that there's more gray than any brighter colors.
Yeah, overall, the whole painting, there's a lot of gray. What else, Evan? What do you see back there?
It looks like there's a clearing, like where the trees have been cut out.
Good, good. So back in that portion of the painting, we see a clearing. We see a little bit of brightness to the colors, like there's some sunshine out there possibly. And here's what I want you to think about with this, and then we'll wrap this up. But right here in this part of the painting, this lady is looking that way, even though she's kind of just frustrated and looking away from her kid that she's probably tired of messing with. She is kind of turned that way. The man's body is posed that way. Everything about this, even these trees, the lines of these trees that are kind of forming this little frame right here and this trunk of the tree, everything is pointing you to this brighter part of the painting right here. So I want somebody, if you think you have a thought here, why do you think? Why is everything pointing us to that brighter part of the painting? And why is that brighter part of the painting even there? If we've been talking about these people are helpless, this is rough, it's dull. Why do you think that McCubbin included that portion of the painting? And why does your eye go there because of what he did? Chloe, what do you think?
I think it's to represent, like, even in a hard time, there's always something good about it. There's always hope. You can get through it.
Very good. Very good. Jack, you want to add to that?
She stole my comment.
Oh, man. It's tough, I know. Braxton, anything else? What do you think, Braxton? Okay, Theo, you want to add something to that? What do you think, Theo? Okay, so I think that what Jack thought and what Chloe said so well and what most of you were probably seeing is that, yes, I believe, I don't know Frederick McCubbin. I wasn't there when he painted this, and I don't know why he did this the way he did. But I think that he was probably through this art as a reflection of his culture, his dreams. I think he was probably trying to let people know, hey, even in the worst of times, that there is hope. There's this glimmer of hope. You've heard people say there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's a silver lining to the cloud. These are all references to light emerging in the middle of some darkness. So I think that you're right on with that, that's why that portion of the painting looks like it does. So very good, guys. You did a great job looking at this painting and thinking about it with me, and trying to dig a little bit deeper into what it was and what was going on. And we're gonna wrap it up because I know we've been talking a long time, and I know you guys got other things that you're wanting to do. But let me. Oh, I was going to show you one more thing, and then I really will. If you need to hop off, you can. But I was going to show you on my screen. I'm going to give you a link to the museum where this. Hold on just a second. The museum where this painting is. Okay. Oh, there's the link to it. Hopefully that worked. I don't know. You guys see that? Yeah. Take a time out for just a second. Anytime you visit a museum or an art gallery, there is all kinds of things there for you to see. And as mature junior high people, you guys know that if we were going to go to a museum together in real life, that we would probably encounter some depictions of nudity, whether it be sculpture or paintings or photography. We would see it. Okay, so if you take this virtual tour with this link that I gave you, you're going to encounter some nudes in that gallery where this is. Be mature about it. Realize that nakedness is something that's usually a surprise and it's usually uncomfortable. Nudity, especially in art, is just someone focusing on the human form, and it's often done very tastefully. So might make you laugh a little bit, might want to show your parents, whatever, but you are going to encounter some nudes in this gallery. So I just wanted to make sure to say that before we go. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you through this gallery, just so you can see right where this is, if I can get back to my present. And then I will do the drawing. And even if you're not here, if you had to leave early and you want something on the drawing, I will make sure that you get to enjoy that. Okay, so here's the gallery. Here's where we're going to start, right here. Could somebody unmute and make sure, let me know if you guys can see what I'm presenting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so in this gallery, if you click into this gallery, every time you click, it's just Google Street View. It's going to do exactly what Google Street View would do if you're trying to like find your house and see what your house looks like on Google Maps. So you can zoom in and out using the plus or the minus. This can reorient you to rotate the view around for you. Or like right now, if I clicked on this, it's going to make me go over here to this painting. But I will tell you, the McCubbin painting is back here. So we're going to click and drag, and we're going to see that it's right here on the gallery wall. And we're going to move this around just a little bit so we can see how it's presented right here. If we were able to take a field trip to Australia and visit the National Gallery, then we would be able to see this live and in person. So there is the painting. You can zoom out and you can kind of see what else is there in the gallery. They have this on Google Arts and Culture. They have the Louvre, so you could go virtually see the Mona Lisa, which is nice because if you go see it live in person, there's hundreds of people waiting in line to see a tiny little painting. So it's kind of nice. You can see some really famous artwork by using this Google Arts and Culture feature. It's awesome. So cool. All right, let's get out of there and do our drawings because I know that's what you're all waiting for here. Okay, I'm going to go to the Bob Ross Happy Little Wheel of Prizes. Okay, can somebody unmute and let me know if you guys can see that? Hold on, I want to make sure you guys can see this. Okay, can you, oh wait, let me go back. Okay, can you see the Bob Ross wheel?
No.
All right, no, okay. Darn it. Let's see, let me make sure I'm sharing. Hold on, so you can see Anna shaking the bowl and me sitting here. Here we go. No, it's gonna happen, Jack, it's gonna happen. Okay, here we go. Now, can you see the Bob Ross Happy Little Wheel of Prizes?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. From all the people who contributed answers to the first 5 people who were logged on today, Anna has put your name in this bowl. And she's kind of mixing them up right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull out a name, then we'll spin the wheel and see what you won. You will see that there are several options for $5 Amazon cards. So you'll have to quickly give me a phone number or an email that I can send that to. I've got it queued up on my phone. The contour portrait means you send me a picture of you. I'm going to do a quick contour portrait. And virtual high fives means we just all give you a high five. And then the group song would be you get to pick a song and we all get to sing it to you while we're here together. And you can't all leave right before we do that and make me sing by myself. All right. And we will spin the wheel until somebody gets an Amazon card. 3 spins or until someone gets an Amazon card.
Until someone gets an Amazon card.
All right, here we go. First winner is Evan Woody. Let's see what you got. Gosh. Oh, man, you almost got the card. So, Evan, if you want, just send me email to me a picture of you, and I will create a contour portrait of you, and I will send it back to you virtually as a digital piece of art. So, congratulations. All right, next prize winner is Chloe Aiken. So, let's see what we got here. Oh, you got the Amazon card! Yay! Okay. All right, in just a second, Chloe, I will come back to the chat, or you can just privately email me a phone number or email, and I will send you that $5 Amazon card digitally. So, congratulations. All right, and then one more. Hey, Jack Davis. Here we go.
Huh? You my friend.
Oh, okay. Okay, Jack, I'm going to hop away from the wheel, and then let me stop presenting. Oh, yeah, right, Jack. So you get to decide what song that we are going to all unmute and sing to you together. Yes, really. Yeah. Tell her to go to the other room. All right, Mara, come on. Jack, what's the song going to be? Sweet Caroline. That'd be easy. All Star. I actually was going to put that on the wheel. Okay, Jack, I'm not good at this. Let's see. I mean, where should we start?
Hey now.
Should we just start with Hey Now? All right, everybody unmute, because I'm not doing this alone. I'm actually going to lip sync. Marissa, you could lip sync too, okay? I don't know the words.
Hey now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. Now all the glitter is gold.
Okay, you ready? All right, here we go. Somebody's got to sing with me. 3, 2, 1. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Is that enough, Jack? Have we suffered enough?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, guys. I'm really happy that you guys joined us today. Yeah, right. I'm really glad that you guys got on here today, and I hope you enjoyed just a little bit of a break. If you were on here, then you'll get the points for doing this assignment. For everybody else, I'm going to post this, and we will have them look at it later. So thank you. Email if you need anything. Hang in there. And remember, there's the light. There's light. Look for the light. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my god. How do I leave?
I'm gonna be the last one on.
If I leave.
Bye.
I'm making this. How do I leave this?
Are we gonna do